Hey everybody, we are back on another edition of the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Next up in the rotation of co-hosts, everyone's friend, Danny Berg. Danny, welcome to your big moments.
Finally. I've been waiting. I know last year in the spring semester I had the most times on the show, but it's usually
cutting through the door,
cutting through the gym and things like that. So I've patiently waited.
Look where the patience has gotten.
Third in the rotation.
Listen, the 3-hitter is huge.
That's it. Yeah.
Right?
Sit back, let everything else do the work.
Yeah.
Drive it in. So let's see what we can do.
We have to ask you, because those of you that know Danny know that he's a new dad. So how is little Berg doing?
Little big Berg's doing great. He's 8.5 months. I've been up since about 3 o'clock because he's a big boy. He took a bottle for about 8 ounces this morning.
Good. Yeah.
But it's awesome, and having the opportunity over the last 6 months really to watch him grow up basically every day and stuff like that. But people aren't kidding when they say you don't get to sleep and then you cherish it when you do.
Yeah.
And he's very mobile, and I think he's going to be walking by Halloween.
Good. So if anyone's coming for you and you're in, but your office door is closed, you may just be catching up on them.
That's it.
Sleep,
yeah.
So it's not.
Get the shades with the eyes that stay open or something like that. So it's great.
So how has your role changed a little bit as far as like COVID and everything we're dealing with and a lack of students? Like, are you busier? Are you losing your mind?
I think like anybody else, it comes in waves. You have your times where it is busier and then times where you can catch up, right? So I handle a lot of the logistics and all the operations for the athletics department. Yep. So scheduling and transportation coordination. Yep. So I scheduled all fall sports, all winter sports through last spring and the early summer, and it was all for nothing. And now we're transitioning into scheduling all of those same sports for fall and winter, starting for January and February with some guidance from our conference. We're going to join the EPAC. So we'll have some schedules, but we decided to find non-conference schedules.
Right.
So it's starting to gear back up again. Yep. As we get our conference schedules, and then we can look for our non-conference and, being everybody's friend with Starfish, making sure that we're tracking our student athletes. That was something that we didn't have to do through the summer. So I forgot how involved it is in the past 2-3 weeks. But, that's really what it is. I mean, it's been a group effort from all 5 of our staff in particular.
Right.
You're just doing things that you're not used to doing while still focusing on the things that you do, which is your job, which is why you're here.
Right. So Baby Berg has helped you. So all the extra work we're going to have to do now, scheduling wise, and in January, February, the lack of sleep has prepared you for everything that's going to happen.
I'll tell you what, you get up at 3 o'clock, you give him a bottle. I can't fall back to sleep right away. So it's like, might as well catch up.
We're going to have Jamie Brann join us in a little while. And everyone loves Jamie, and you had a chance to be around there for 2 years. What can we expect out of that interview we're going to have with Jamie and how she's going to be leading volleyball?
Jamie's a unique person, right? In the sense that you think of an 18 to 20-year-old who comes in and they're just going to go through the motions. You hoping they, get to practice on time. You hope they do their classes and stuff. She's so excited about life itself that when she comes in, you can just tell she was a natural born leader.
Right.
Watching her with basketball her first year as a freshman, sometimes it's hard in a new place. And she just took the bull by the horns. My office is, above the gym floor, and you can hear her getting on the sophomores to be better, do better, get here on time. So you just have that. Sometimes you're just born with it, right? So to put her in place from a volleyball program that over the course of the last 5-6 years really didn't have much consistency, it's exciting. Because she has that natural leadership. She's relatable to the kids. Nothing comes easy. You got to put hard work in. And just she loves this school. So anybody you can bring in that really enjoys being here, and you want to give back to it, you can't beat it. I think it's a home run.
And since there's not a lot of athletics going on for the college, I've brought up some family drama that I'm dealing with. So my son Michael. You see him around a little bit. Yeah. And we talked a little about football. I caved and let him play week 1, and he did okay. I caved and let him play week 2. He did okay. And I'm not even going to bring up the fact that he wrecked his new car, on the first day of school. But things are, anyone wondering that's following the Rickert saga, at home, things are just standing in the Rickert house?
I knew about football. I didn't know about the car. And actually, my wife Amanda wanted me to ask you about the football because the week 1 and then week 2, and then she read in the paper that he played and he had some catches. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not putting her on the spot, but I don't know if she's the most athletic one in the Rickert house. if he is, you know.
Listen, he wasn't going to play week 1 because they played against the defending state champions. I do my worst thinking when I run. Sometimes I think I do my best thinking when I'm running by myself, but I was out on my lunchtime run and said, you know what, what's the harm of letting him just get a couple snaps? So he went out and, had a handful of catches and touchdowns and stuff too. So, he's, in his own mind, is a Heisman Trophy winner, and, he's going to come here and be recruited by Coach Duda and the gang. So
that's what he's hoping for. And then he had a nice game this past weekend with 3 catches I saw.
Yeah, and put some yards and stuff too. The offensive line needs a little bit of help and stuff so they can get some routes out, but we're not going to bring up the fact that his new car is.
I was going to say, does that make up for the car problem?
No,
I can't imagine.
My voice, you mentioned how your voice was lost while you coached your high school team to victory Saturday. My voice is recovering. It's a week ago. Still recovering from the scene of the crime.
I believe it.
So to say.
I believe it. But he's okay.
Everyone is okay. It was just a little fender bender. The car is still sitting in the driveway, smashed up. I don't know. Okay. So we'll figure that out as we go. So, but we're gonna get ready for Jamie because I know Joy is gonna be joining us. To join us with that interview, and
awesome.
We're gonna be back. And we're gonna chat a little bit more with you too in a little bit. All right, everyone, stay tuned. Falcons Corner. Jamie Brann, Athletic Director Joya Whittington, join us in a second. Take flight.
You only get so many opportunities to follow your dreams, to make your mark in this world, to lay the foundation for your future. So never stop dreaming, creating, advancing, because there's something bigger in store for all of us. At Lackawanna College, we prepare our students to make their mark, to help change the world we live in, and to become tomorrow's legacies. It's who we are. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
We are back on the Falcons Corner. Joining us now, of course, is Director of Athletics Joya Whittington and head women's volleyball coach, the Jamie Brann. And I just want to say before we get into some questions, Jamie is the first student athlete and coach to all serve the same role and be a guest on the Falcons Corner. So we had her as a guest as a women's basketball player, a volleyball player, and now as a head coach. So, Joy, let me ask you first, and you can lead into questions. Jamie, why was Jamie the right choice at this time to lead the women's volleyball program?
I think what we saw as Jamie kept developing as a player was just her ability to kind of take over as a leader. I think her relatability to the diverse group of women that we had in that program was huge. And I think that's what we need right now. Our goal, and I told Jamie this from the start, was we have to grow this program. I said, why is women's volleyball not a national contending women's sport at Lackawanna College? And when I said that, I saw it just kind of trigger something in Jamie's mind, and she knew because she played there. With basketball, I mean, she saw the national tournament. She saw what that was like. She saw the competition regionally and nationally with volleyball. She said, Coach, I think that this is something we can do.
And Jamie, I joked with you, I know a lot last year about how you were actually a coach on the floor during volleyball games. Did you think the leadership you've shown last year as a volleyball player and, of course, as a women's basketball player was able to help you get this position and to help you be the right person to get us to national prominence in volleyball?
I think a lot of it comes from just the coaching staff. Just having Joy as my head coach for, my freshman year in basketball season, really seeing what, I aspired to be. I really just wanted to follow her tracks, and she really gave me a good, 2-year structure for my coaching career. So I can't thank her enough, but you guys, definitely the faculty and especially my coaches have really pushed me to just become, the best I can be.
What have the challenges been for you right now as a head coach? Because like I said, every head coach, despite if they're like Coach Duda has been here for 20 plus years and, Joy has been here for quite a long time leading programs. It's challenging enough to be a first-year head coach. How more difficult has it been for you to get those things in place that you need to do to be successful?
Honestly, I think I've always had the hard route in life. And so with being COVID going on and stuff like that, I really just think that it's setting me up for success. I think when I start my hardest year in this position, I think we can only grow from here. I really think, and with the staff that I have, and with my bosses, with everybody, I see a successful, couple years that I'll be here or wherever, but I see us going up. That's the only place we can go. So
Good. Joya, what do you got?
The challenge that we've had in women's volleyball is just a lack of consistency from a coaching staff perspective. And that's something that we saw in Jamie. We saw someone who was really young, really excited, really eager. In order to get a program going, especially at Lackawanna College, and all of our head coaches will laugh when I say this, you have to grind. You just need to spend your first 2 years contacting every possible person you could think of that could get you to a player. And if they get you to 100 players, you got to know that within 2 weeks, you're going to be down to 50. 3 weeks, you're going to be down to 25. And then soon you're going to be down to, okay, we got one out of that 100. But that's what it's, and I mean, that's how Jamie can really grow. I mean, that's what's going to get her from, I'm a first-year head coach to, okay, I've gained experience and I now have a recruiting Rolodex to programs. And that's a marketable head coach. And whether Jamie stays with us for as long, we'll have her, or she finds a career in a full-time position somewhere else. I mean, this stuff is something she's not going to get anywhere else.
From my experience of being here at the school, numbers, roster size has always been an issue with the coaching staff. So where are you at as far as forming your team? And like I said, really unique circumstances. One, you're not playing this fall like was initially scheduled. So recruiting is all over the place. Roster size can be difficult. There's not a lot of people on campus to try to pull from other sports. Where are we at as far as recruiting wise, and where do you see, recruiting heading for you?
I think I got put in the middle. I had some international girls, so I'm trying to continue to get them to Lackawanna so we can participate in the spring for them. But as of right now, I have a growing roster. I only have 2 returners, and of course they're international, so we're kind of working with that. But I think this year what I'm really trying to focus on is growing and building chemistry. I think that's the first step I need to take, because at this point it's basically starting with a brand new team, and it's just putting the pieces together, I guess, just picking them up. That's what you do as you start off as coach, and you just pick up the pieces of the last one and you try to put it together as best as you can. So that's what we're looking for, to better our year this year and put the pieces together. That's it.
And Joya, since we have you on, we wanted to ask you if you have any questions, for Coach Brann, like if you wanted to touch base with her on anything, for our audience on the Falcons Corner.
Yeah, I think something that's probably important for them to know, Jamie, is, that we're actively recruiting right now, that you have the ability to fundamentally, teach any player what they need to know. So maybe if you can kind of just talk us through the structure a little bit that we talked about yesterday that you're putting in place for the girls that, are virtual. Like, what are we doing with those girls that we could, if we had an interested player, how to get in contact with you, and what kind of structure are you going to put in place for them?
That's a great question. So as of right now, I'm actually doing my roster for the 2021 as well. So I am doing Zoom calls virtually. That's really what we're working with right now. But for those girls that are already on the team, we have set study halls. We have virtually practice, I guess you could say, virtually workout, things that they could do at home where they don't really need equipment. And we also have equipment stuff set in place for athletes that need that equipment. So we're doing pretty good with our athletes. I think that's really what we're trying to focus on right here. And we're just trying to get them ready for our spring season, because it's yes, COVID has stopped us a little bit, but we still have to look at it like it's a championship season. That's what we're aiming for. So I think that's it.
And I would just ask too, like, how has the response been? Some of these players you were playing alongside of last year. So, we're talking about Faith, we're talking about Ethlyn, some of these girls that are going to be back with us in the spring. How have they responded to you taking over this position?
At first they said, you know what, you deserve it, and we're happy that you worked for it, So they took it pretty well. They said that they're ready to come in, they're ready to learn and continue to lead as players. And I hope that I inspire them to be more than players and go a little farther, because it's a whole different land when you turn into a coach. It's definitely a different experience, and that's just it. It's been, yeah, that's it.
I could say definitely counting on Faith and Ethelyn coming back is a good, 2 players to start, year one with, for sure.
Yes, I really, really am hoping that we can get them back because of the chemistry that we have built already on the court. It's only going to make it better, me being off the court and still being able to, put everything into place on the court.
Right.
So,
And then
that's good. Yes.
I think a big thing, and on the lighter side, is that recruits and prospective students and your student athletes want gear. So we got to get you hooked up with like some sweet volleyball stuff so you could sell that. It's like, look at the stuff you get when you come to Lackawanna. Like, look at the sweet gear. So we got to work on some swag and, really get you in some sweet stuff. So we got to get you an appointment down at Batalia's to start getting some gear up, and we can open up that volleyball budget. I don't want Joya or my boss Eric to be upset about that, but we got to get you some sweet stuff, so you can help sell the program. Because if they see you in some sweet gear.
Plug Jamie to make sure you throw a T-shirt or two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The voice of the Falcons.
Yes, I'm always left out of that group, so it's I want to make sure. But no, you need some sweet stuff to sell the program and stuff too. There you go.
We got
And they have the nice logo, the Under Armour. That's
Yep, exactly. We're Under Armour, provided by Under Armour. We got the best place to play volleyball in the region by far. So
yes, our court is fresh and new, and it's got the city of Scranton on it, so it can't get any better.
So, any last words you want to share with our audience, Jamie, before we take off with this?
No, I think that's it. Anybody who's new out there coaching, just know that it's your time to shine, and the only way is up. That's it.
Right. And volleyball really, I think, over the course of the last 8+ years has really taken off locally, like in the Scranton area, between Dunmore and North Pocono. So hopefully some of those student athletes or parents are watching that and say, hey, let's go to Lackawanna for a year or two and really build something special. It looks like they got a great coach, and like we said earlier when you were first hired, you are definitely the right person at the right time, and we look forward to seeing you in the spring and going out there and hanging some banners for us.
Yes. It sounds good.
Thanks for joining us. Stay in touch. Stay safe out there. Make sure your girls are wearing masks too. Yep, awesome. All right, everybody, we're going to be right back in the Falcons Corner.
At Lackawanna College, we're not here to change the world, but we will change how you think, how you attack problems, and overcome limitations, how you push yourself to turn challenges into opportunities. It's an experience that'll change your life. And maybe then, you can change the world. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
Hey everybody, we are back on another edition of the Falcons Corner. It was great for Jamie to join us. You had too much work to do, you couldn't stay by for the interview, but we were able to sneak you back in to close up the show.
Like I said, you gotta catch up on things, right?
Exactly.
No, great interview with Jamie. I'm super excited for really what her plan is.
Right.
And I think once she is able to get that full roster size, which I know she's diligently working on.
Right.
The banner up there says the last time we won was 2006.
Yeah.
I've been here since 2005, so I've watched it up and down. We've lost in conference championships, I think in like 2011, 2012. But we had a coach that was here for 5-6 years. So I'm excited for Jamie. I think we got a little bit of a commitment from her, and she's ready to go.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is. And we've always had, like I said, I've only been here for, 5 years or so. So we've always had some players. We just were never able to put together like a full team,
Right.
We got Jordan Scoff, who was tremendous. And then last year, Ethelyn, I think, and even Jamie being a part of the team, but we were never really to have like solid, 6, 7, 8 roster girls. Hopefully she gets to that point.
Yeah, I think so. And, like you said, it's grown in this area, the immediate area. So, maybe through this pandemic, a lot of those kids who are looking to stay home, we can pluck some of those local kids.
And you know what? And we see that with football. We've always gotten a handful of local football guys, but even more so now in the last 2 years, of getting some local football guys on our football roster. So it'd be great to have basketball. Like it'd be great to have a lot of.
I'll tell you what, you get the commitment from the kid. They have the talent, and then we're going to be able to have a local community support more so, because they're going to come out and see the kids that they know, which is
right.
cool.
Yeah. And like I said, even men's basketball wise, like Jake Kernow, who's a Lakeland graduate, is now with us. Since my son doesn't have a car and he'll be a senior and he can't really go anywhere because his car will never be fixed, maybe he can come here and play basketball for a year or so too until he gets a job and fixes his car.
Run it. He's not coming with you.
He's not driving me.
No,
I'll tell you that much. He's not driving me. That's for sure. But I do want to give a quick shout out to Kevin Bone. He is a men's wrestler. He is our strength and conditioning LC Cultured Athlete of the Week. He's been killing it in his workouts, so good for him. So
Awesome.
shout out to Coach Fox too, to make sure his guys are getting his workout and stuff too. So we still want to encourage if our athletes are watching, or like I always say, our parents of athletes are watching, because me being a parent of an irresponsible kid, I have to do everything for them. That to make sure that they fill out their strength and conditioning survey questionnaires, so we could, talk them up and get them. So hopefully we can get Kevin on the show and stuff. But he's going to be getting, a nice strength and conditioning class at this year too. So
See,
good for
you
him.
Put the hard work in, you get rewarded.
Everyone wants a shirt, get a shirt.
Free
So,
shirts are great.
hey, thanks for
having me.
this. We're gonna have to have you on again.
I like it. I think I can maybe find a home here in like the 7-8 slot next time.
A little bit or something.
Put some people in. No, it's all good. I'll just start walking through again.
That's all. That's all it's happening. So wait. Yep. But everyone, make sure you tune into LC Fan Network for all of our great stuff and our social media sites. Make sure we check those out. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things coming up. We're ramping up. Our teams are able to get their workouts in, and they're getting prepared for January, just like anybody else. So it's exciting.
Banners.
Banner
Let's go.
2006.
Hanging them.
Stay in the classroom. Get your work done.
That's
We
it.
need you to be on the field in the spring.
Wear your mask. Check your Falcons email. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week. Take flight.